Meanwhile,
Marner had left his house,
and treasure,
more defenceless than usual.
unpossessing of a jack with which to suspend his pork as he cooked above the fire. Silas had used his front door key. His mind was at ease as he set out to find twine to set up more work on his loom.
What thief would find his way to the stone pits on a night as this?
Why this particular night when he'd never come before?
Well, these questions were not instantly present in Silas' mind.
As Dunstan arrived in Raveloe, he saw light through Marner's shutters.
The idea of a dialogue with the weaver had become so familiar that it seemed natural to make his acquaintance forthwith.
The weaver may have a lantern.
A lantern I could borrow.
A lantern.
a lantern I could borrow. A lantern.
A lantern.
Dunstan knocked.
Loudly at the door.
Silence.
Was the weaver gone to bed?
If so, why the light?
Dunstan knocked.
Still more loudly.
He pushed the door.
It opened. Marner was not there.
Where could he be?
Fetching in fuel?
Slipped off the stone pit. If he's dead, who has right to his money? You know anybody could have taken it.
Where is the money?
Where?
Where is the money?
Dunstan quite forgot that the weaver's death wasn't a certainty.
There are 3 places to find the cottage's holes. The thatch.
Thatch? There was no thatch.
The bed. Or a hole in the floor.
His eyes travelled eagerly over the floor, where there was a pile of sand near the treadles of the loom.
He swept away the sand with his whip. Found the bricks were loose.
He lifted them up.
He found the object of his search.
What could there be but money in these 2 leathern bags?
No more than 5 minutes had passed. But it seemed a long while.
Marner might be alive. He might return. Dunstan rose to his feet, bags in hand, closed the door behind him.
And stepped forward.
Into the darkness.
Marner was no more than 100 yards away. He closed his door, satisfied that his errand was done. To his short-sighted eyes, everything was as he had left it. Once warned, he thought it pleasant to see his guineas on the table.
Joy is the best of wine.
And guineas were a golden wine. He set his candle on the floor,
Near his loom,
brushed away the sand.
but noticed no change.
He removed the bricks.
The belief that his gold was gone could not come at once.
Are my eyes deceiving me?
He held up his candle and examined the hole.
He passed his trembling hands all about the hole.
Did I put my gold somewhere else and forgotten where?
He searched every corner.
Turned his bed.
Shot it.
Needed it.
When there was no other place to be searched.
Found once more again around the hole.
There was none untried refuge to shelter from the terrible truth.
The terrible truth. The terrible truth. The terrible truth. The terrible truth.
It's gone! It's gone! But the trembling hands to his head.
Gave a cry of desolation.
No!
The idea of a thief began to present itself.
The thief might be caught and the gold restored.
His thoughts glanced at his neighbours.
Remarks or questions now regarded as grounds for suspicion.
Jem Rodney.
A known poacher, disreputable.
Jem's the man. He can be found and made to restore my money.
Silas, go and claim your loss.
Squire Cass will make him deliver it up.
Silas ran till want of breath compelled him to slacken his pace to the Rainbow Pub.
Robbed! I've been robbed!
Master Marner?
Jem Rodney, you stole my money.
Me?
Give it me back and I'll let you keep a guinea.
I'll pitch this at you if you...
Master Marner, sit down and speak sensible.
The man's run mad.
Make him sit down.
You've been robbed?
What could I do with his money?
Hold your tongue, Jem. Here's what has to say.
Silas told his story.
It is a Jem Rodney, as has done his work, Master Marner. He's been sitting there drinking his can.
Hey, let's have no accusing of the innocent, Master Marner.
I was wrong, Jem. There's nothing to bear witness against you. Only, you've been in my house oftener than anyone else, and so you came to mind. I tried to think of where my guineas could be.
How much money be in these bags, Master Marner?
£272, 12 and sixpence last night when I counted it.
That'd be heavy to carry.
Some tramps being in.
You two go to the constables. I'll go with Master Marner to examine the premises. If anyone's got fault to find with that, I'll thank him to stand up and say it out like a man.
The next morning, the whole village was excited by the story of the robbery.
The rain had washed away any possibility of distinguishing footmarks.
Mr. Snell, the landlord, collected recollections of a peddler who came to drink at a house a month before.
Memory, when impregnated with a certain fact, is surprisingly fertile.
He had a look with his eye.
It isn't what a person says, it's the way he says it.
Did he wear earrings?
Everyone who heard the question had no image of the peddler without earrings.
With earrings.
And told that fall.
A vivid recollection.
The glacier's wife,
Whose house was among the cleanest in the village?
declared.
He had big earrings in the shape of the moon.
I saw them too, they made my blood creep.
They make their way to Silas's house.
I hope Silas gets his money back. The peddler must be the answer. I hope Silas gets his money back. The peddler must be the answer.
I wonder if he called on Silas.
I hope Silas gets his money back.
Pleased to hear this.
The peddler must be the answer.
I wonder if he called on Silas.
I hope Silas gets his money back.
Pleased to hear this.
The peddler must be the answer.
I wonder if he called on
I
Silas.
hope Silas gets his money back.
Pleased to hear this.
There was some disappointment.
And indignation.
When Silas said,
I have no recollection of this peddler. Then he called at my door. He never entered my house, for I wanted nothing.
However, Silas clutched at the idea of the peddler being
the culprit.
It gave him an image of the gold still there.
Silas stepped out and reached towards the image of the peddler's box in his mind.
Still